member for Moreton has the call.
Thank you and good morning, Mr Speaker. Mr Speaker, I'm urging the Prime Minister to consider Labor's anti-vilification amendment so that the second reading speech has a piece of legislation that mirrors each other, so that the Prime Minister's words are true. And certainly in the conversations that the Prime Minister has had about the need for this religious discrimination legislation, he has made it very clear that this is about looking after particularly our multi-faith communities. Like the Leader of Opposition Business, people won't discriminate against me because of my faith, because it is the dominant, the majority of Australians are in the Catholic faith. But my electorate, like so many others here, has communities that are discriminated against, communities that are vilified. And it's interesting, in the lead up to today's debate, I've had many people, particularly on Twitter and Facebook, and email my office, some constituents, some not, say this legislation you should just say no because there is no problem. And it's really reassuring when middle-class, middle-aged, white Anglo-Saxon men tell me that there is no problem with religious discrimination. Because we hear a different story. I hear a different story. The electorate that I represent, we have the Kuraby mosque that has been vandalised and terrorised and burnt. The wonderful Holland Park Mosque that I've been to with the member for Chifley, which is outside my electorate, just on the border between Griffith and Bonner, but many of my community would attend that mosque, the oldest mosque certainly in Queensland. A beautiful mosque has been attacked, targeted, swastikas put out the front. People attacked, communities attacked because of their religion. That any person of faith would say we should do something about this. The Bosnian mosque in 8 Mile Plains, not so much targeted, and I've been there with the member for Chifley as well, but people who came to Australia because they were targeted because of their faith, murdered because of their faith, a country torn apart because of religious differences, where people didn't step up and protect people of faith. And the Moukravat Jewish Burial Society facility that I've been with the member for Griffith, that services the Jewish community. So many groups that have been attacked because of their faith. So here, a simple amendment that will match the Prime Minister's words and his deeds together. Rather than there being any suggestion that he was misleading the Australian public in talking about this legislation, we would be able to match them together and help people who are attacked for wearing their faith. Now, it's easy to wear your faith under your shirt and tie, but if you're wearing a niqab or a hijab or a burqa, or all of those other items of religious clothing that it attracts vilification, where people are harassed, people are intimidated, people are scared. That's why we're doing this legislation. Now, Queensland has had religious discrimination legislation since Wayne Goss brought it in 1991. Only about 1% of the complaints that go to the previously Anti-Discrimination Commissioner, now Human Rights Commissioner, are to do with people being discriminated against because of their religion. But we do know that the people who are targeted are those multi-faith communities, the minority religions. So that is why I'm imploring the Prime Minister, who has so much power in his party room, to be able to say we can do this. Cometh the hour, cometh the man. This is an opportunity for the Prime Minister, Mr Speaker, to actually protect Australians who are targeted because of their faith. It's a simple thing to do. As the member for Wills stated, and he speaks with much authority on communities that are targeted because of their faith, this goes to the heart of protecting the people who need it most. So I would urge those opposite. It's late in the morning. You could just wander over here accidentally, pretend you're a little bit tired, But when it comes to this anti-vilification legislation, this will be a chance for you to leave a great mark in Parliament.